Okay, we're all here. We're back. We are so fucking back. On episode 224 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on June 19th, Juneteenth, 2023. On the podcast today, he is only here for the zip line, Ryan Holtz.
What? You sure? It's Andrew's favorite sketch.
I mean, it is maybe like, top 3 funniest sketch in that season. It's just still not all that funny.
How did Tim Robinson make that zip line look so much fun?
Did he? I thought he made it look super lame.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
I kind of wanted to go on that zip line after.
Well, of course you want to go on a pool zip line. Those are fun.
Yeah.
You do it once, maybe twice, and you're good. And the joke was that he just was addicted to this very mediocre thing. And
the way his face was never like happy. He was always just like focused as he went down it.
Well, no, he had to like do new tricks he came up with, like walking on water or that spin at the end.
Spin, the super lame, like half twirl. No, the best part of that sketch, it's always the best part is never like the conceit. The best part is always some throwaway. The best part of the sketch was definitely when he was just scarfing down food so he could get back to the zip line as fast as possible. Or like the drive through, the best part of the sketch is when the lady floors it in reverse to get back to the sign immediately upon learning that they're doing a pay it forward chain.
I'm not gonna lie. Stop. Let me go first. I'm doing something. Was a contender for these 3 intros.
That's got to be the memeiest of this season. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's the one that got
I've seen the most of that one.
The societal pickup for sure.
Society, which is to say audiences across the world, are trying to get him to talk. Andrew Clark.
Is that a reference I don't get?
That's my 3rd favorite from the season.
That's
and I had forgotten about it. And then I was like, I don't even remember what reminded me. I was like, holy shit, that one was actually really fun. Like I laughed
the mime
times on that one. Where he's doing old timey cinema and he's like,
and everyone was just yelling, "What are you doing?"
And I never talk. Like
what are you
he's so
doing?
Confident. I'm raking leaves. Fuck.
Like, and if I do, you get money.
When he gets out of his car in front of the theater and it's just a big line of like frat boys all screaming at him. Oh man.
And
I never
last
talk.
but not least.
I never do.
No.
I won't talk for the rest of this podcast.
Nice.
And if I do, you get money.
Ding.
You heard it here, folks. You listen to this, you get money. Emotional money. You get the satisfaction.
Utils, as we call them in the industry.
Yeah. Diminishing returns.
And last but not least, my life is nothing like I thought it would be and everything I feared it would become, because for 5 seconds, I thought there were monsters on this earth. Lucas the writer.
See that one, Andrew?
I saw all of them, guys.
Okay.
I saw all of them.
You just forgot about them.
No. They're just not that
They're
memorable.
coming back. You were down a quart of blood when you saw some of these, so it might be a little, might need to shock it back.
The pig monster was pretty frightening.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit, they've got like straight horror in this now.
I was like, I watched that one the last episode, gonna watch this, and I'm gonna go to bed. I think it closed on that one and it was like, I gotta stay awake for another 20 minutes now. This is a little too up.
Go find
I
some.
don't know, the way that he just like looked at this horrifying monster as it came in with like almost no reaction whatsoever, just like, what?
It's so good.
And your
It's just
first
like
thought is, I don't have to go into work tomorrow? What are they doing to us? What the fuck are they doing to us?
They got existential pretty fast.
Ryan, it sounds like you have a ranking of sketches from I Think You Should Leave season 3.
No, I
fire
wish I
those
did.
on? Ooh.
Season 3 tier list. I think you should leave. Oh yeah, here we go. Create a I think you should leave season 3 tier list. I'm trying to I don't remember all of these.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is just in order. There's the
the Springer Spaniel hair is not bad. That's definitely not the worst one. The pig, you can throw that in A tier. The ponytail one was pretty fucking bad.
You didn't like that one?
I don't know. That one did not click for me. Okay, I'm gonna throw. I mean, I'm gonna have my three favorites I feel like are gonna be S tier. The drive-through. Where is the drive-through? Is it that one? It must be this one where he's not looking at the guy. Yeah, drive-through, silent movies, and zipline.
Yeah.
Those are my S tier, I feel like,
No,
in this
valid.
season. Where is the zipline? No, I've lost the zipline.
So I'm looking at the list of every single sketch, and granted it is in reverse order, but
Yeah.
like in terms of like how this writer ranked them, there's 26 sketches, and the first like 10 that I've gone through are all like just the fucking worst sketches I've ever seen in my life.
Wait,
like the street sets one and dirty songs, like where the guy came in just to sing dirty songs and couldn't remember what they were. The one with Fred Armisen beating up the old man pretending to be a kid on the video.
That was not bad.
The friend tier list, the Jellutol hair thing where they're at the party. That one fucking sucked.
That one was not bad either. That's mid. Yeah. I need a link to this article, Andrew. I want to see, because all I'm getting is screenshots on my tier maker.
I got one from Den of Geek.
This is on Vulture.
Vulture. What do we got, Vulture?
Yeah, compare them.
Yeah, they have Jellutol literally last.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, okay.
I said, granted, this is in reverse order, but it's just reminding me of how bad these were. The metal man on the wall thing, that one just was boring and dumb.
Yeah, that one could have been stronger. I feel like it was funny in conceit. I liked street sets, actually. I don't think street sets belongs that low.
Friend tier also was, it came around in the end for me.
Dude, they have the Shirt Brothers one in the top 10. That's my
Shirt Brothers not bad.
Bottom. That's my worst sketch of this season.
You've never been in a situation
so
where someone,
pointless.
And you've never been in a situation where someone was like, yeah, we can kind of be friends. Yeah, we got this thing, and like just never.
It just goes way too far. I Shirt Brothers, I'm not gonna fight for it as like a top 5 sketch, but that's just not bottom. That's not bottom of the barrel. I did not like Team Building Workshop. That was definitely my least favorite, I think.
Yeah, team building sucked. The Eggman game thing was like, what the fuck?
It's pretty shocking.
I actually thought the Pacific Proposal Park one was pretty funny, and that was one of the few that didn't have Tim Robinson in it at all.
I feel like there was actually a decent amount this season that didn't have Tim Robinson. But no, that one's not bad. Pacific.
Oh, Tasty Time Vids is their number 5. I think that's my second bottom sketch.
Tasty Time Vids.
That's the dude where they're like, he's like, every Friday I'm gonna release a video, and then
yeah,
just like flipping out and texting him late at night, and they're just doing that face, the I think you should leave face where they just go. It's like, oh, you've got the comedic skill of an aunt who saw a baby for the first time.
I like the driving. I don't know, but I don't know if it's number 2.
No, I agree with you, Lucas. Yeah. Driving crooner, easily top 10, borderline top 5, not top tier.
The driving crooner, I thought, was like the first half of it was just like, I thought it was going to be one of those sketches where I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But then at the end, where like the guys pull up to him, was like, we're gonna kill you, driving crooner. That actually did get me
when he's not lying at all.
Yeah,
like you think
it's like people want to kill me for this.
He's just being so upfront, but it's the only thing that he wants to do in life, and for some reason, people want to actively murder him.
Got to be a way to make money off of this.
I'm glad that they recognize Jelly Bean, because that's definitely up there for me.
The doggy door one with the pig monster is their number 1 sketch.
I can see that being people's favorites, but
It
definitely
like,
not my
yeah,
favorite.
it had its moments.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple
Pacific
more years
was
in the workforce, we'll get there.
right.
Hmm.
I'm sad that drive-through is so low. Drive-throughs like I don't know how else that's not a top 3 for you.
Because like everyone's thought of that, right? Like everyone's thought of, I could do this. I could
55
rip
burgers,
people
55
off
fries,
with this.
55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 Cokes, 110 hash browns. For me, the best part of that sketch, again, in addition to the woman like flooring it in reverse, is how the drive-through screen is instantly populating.
So
like like the second it leaves his mouth, it's coming up on the screen. Like they're just so on top.
Like,
they're ready.
Is that all?
They're ready for someone to be ordering 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tater tots.
And this is a weird list. I don't really like more than a handful of the sketches from this season or in the show in general, but like the ones they have ranked at the bottom, I thought there were some good ones in there. And then the ones that they have in the top are just why.
Ooh.
Heart Monitor is not bad. That's a decent
Yeah, I thought Heart Monitor was fine.
I think
That might
Tim
be top 5 for
Heidecker.
me.
Yeah, Tim Heidecker carried that one pretty hard, I think. Dog Hair, I think, should be higher. I like Dog Hair.
I just wanted to have 2 girlfriends. I thought that'd be great.
Like, it was all absolutely the twist at the end. He's just this piece of shit. I did not like VR shopping spree. That's bottom barrel for me.
The surprise birthday party.
I hated
that one.
surprise
Sucked.
party.
Was that the last sketch of the season? Was that what they ended it on?
It might have been. I did not like surprise party, and it sucks because I really liked Driver's Ed, the last one that she did, that actress, and surprise party was just. Ugh.
Sitcom taping wasn't bad.
No, sitcom taping was pleasant.
Yeah,
Not laugh out loud, crazy, funny, but I always like it when like the world kind of like
gets on his level
around him for some reason, like for literally no reason. All of a sudden, everyone kind of like comes around to that reality.
Wait, what do you mean he hugged your date?
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, he did kind of get fucked up.
155 screws exploded in her face. That's a lot of screws.
Yeah,
that sounds like a really bad date.
All right, maybe we'll leave a couple of them in.
It sucks because he is so good at being so weird, but when Tim Robinson is the straight man,
when
like
he's
people
straight,
are on
it's
his
so much
side,
better.
that is
and it's because we've seen him be ridiculous so often that when he plays straight, you're almost waiting for the shoe to drop, and when it never drops, it's so satisfying. But then when he's goated, S tier is the car with the steering wheel that doesn't fly out the window. Like when he's the straight man, and then there's that moment where he flips. Like I think what the Italian guy's like, now you have to kiss your mother-in-law, and he goes across the table. He said, "That's right, you gotta kiss your mother-in-law because you said that." He like completely loses his shit. That's the actual S tier. Like it's great when he's straight. It's great when he's crazy, but it's like when he starts straight and then ends crazy. Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, season 3 worse than season 2, which was worse than season 1. But at the same time, it's
no
still
one else is doing it like them though, so it's hard not to be like, Still,
it's a unique thing on TV that I will never hate. And again, it's gonna grow on me. Like I was not a big fan of season 2 after it, and now some of my favorite sketches are from season 2. So I don't know.
There's going to be a post. Someone at a wedding is going to post referencing the wedding sketch from this season, and then it's going to be like, maybe that's one of my favorite ones now.
Yeah,
maybe like a fine wine ages incredibly. But something brand new that we're not getting to that right away. EA is making a college football game thanks to the NCAA policy change. They're only paying college players like $500 for their likeness, though.
Yeah,
that's a weirdly low number,
right?
I mean, think of how many players they gotta pay, man.
Right?
Yeah,
there's like 70 people on 126 teams. Like, That's a fuck ton. That'll add up fast.
Okay. I guess so 70, 126.
And they're gonna have to negotiate it
500.
collectively because like if you're giving
That's $4 million, $4.4 million.
right.
Because
No,
I don't
I'm
know
just
what
saying
the budget
like
for this game is, but
you think what, maybe like $5,000 or something? It's like all of a sudden $40 million, like that number explodes when you start to increase it. And the problem is like you have to do it as a flat fee because if you're gonna pay the superstars making millions of dollars to play college football.
I mean, but Caleb Williams going, why am I making the same amount of money as the backup kicker on this fucking FCS school in South Dakota?
Yeah.
Like,
that's how you have to do it.
I guess.
I know you guys are the biggest Madden heads I know. Is there appetite for this?
Oh, so much, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
People loved this game back in the day.
Andrew, can we skip Madden and get this one when it comes out?
I mean, I'm definitely willing to skip the next Madden.
We'll see about college. Dude, it's so much better than Madden. Like the thing about Madden that we get bored with is like you build a super team and it's over. So college football having constant churn, like you only have your superstar players for like a couple years before they graduate, like and the recruiting, if they nail recruiting, it's so fun. Like just building your super team out of nowhere, finding a gem from like rural Nevada who's like really weird, like who doesn't fit. Like it's like, oh, he's 5'8", but he runs a 4.3 40 and like plays quarterback. And you're just like, or he's an athlete. And so then you can like plug him in at safety, corner, wide receiver, running back, or quarterback. And you just pick whatever you want. And it's like, where does your team need that type of player? Like,
you think they'll have growth spurts, just random, like this player was 5'8" coming in and he switched positions, gained 50 pounds and grew 4 inches. And now instead of being your 4th string tight end, he's your starting edge rusher. And holy shit, look at him go.
Right.
No one knew he had this in him.
He didn't lose a step of speed after gaining 50 pounds and growing 5 inches. He's going to be an absolute monster, And it's fun, like, if you're in Wisconsin, like if you're, running UW and, you only have like 3 pipeline states, because in all reality, almost all of Wisconsin's players come from Wisconsin, Illinois, and like Florida. So like all, that gives you bonuses and stuff for recruiting. Like you can't just go to the middle of Texas and steal the best players in the country, because that's not that's not how it works. Texas is going to have a stranglehold on that market. Like it's really interesting and it's really fun. The atmosphere is a lot cooler. Like they plug in like jump around and everything like that. If you're at Wisconsin, like I don't know. And look, it might just be a soulless cash grab like Madden has become, but it was kind of from a bygone era where people were not about that and would try to make like a really fun campaign mode and everything like that. And being able to play online with friends is really fun. Like it's so much better because now you're like recruiting against your friends and everything like that, trying to get the best players in the country. If they bring back Team Builder, that was the best part of the whole game. You could just make a college from scratch and upload your own logos and everything like that. Design the uniforms very like in depth. You could literally have them play in like a high school field with like a couple of bleachers, or you could have them play at like a giant 100,000 seat NFL stadium, like just full customization. I don't know. They were good games, and I hope that they're able to capture even.
The thing is that magic. I mean, I hope that they are going to do all this stuff and that you'll get what you want out of life, Ryan. But these are still the same people that made Madden. And we're talking about like, if they do the recruiting right, and if they had all these features, it'd be really cool. This is a game that somehow made scouting for college players worse than it was in Madden 20 for the last 2 games. Like they made it worse. It was already like the dumbest part of the game. And they made it even like they gave it fewer features while also making it much more convoluted and difficult.
Yeah. I think they just got sick of everyone knowing how good every single player was.
I love that your arguments for why this game will be better than Madden more or less boil down to the arguments of why college football is a more truer version of the sport than NFL football. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. I never quite thought of it in these terms, but I think a big part of like why the XFL never gets any steam outside of being a novelty is that like, I mean, college football is kind of everything you want out of another football league that's not the NFL.
Which is why it's good that, people can finally make money from their likenesses and everything. Because, it was always just a minor league for the NFL, in particular football, football, and to a lesser extent college or basketball, now that like the G League and everything like that has kind of developed, like, but still for football, that's the only game in town is college football for like minor leagues.
I mean, and people have talked about that for, like the XFL and the USFL, like they want this developmental football league. And I've kind of thought like, no, you don't. You want college football to happen in the spring and the summer. You just want football all year round, and that's fine. But like we have the developmental league for the NFL. It's the 5 different college Power 5 divisions.
Yeah, but college football is also so unique because you have people who are literally just counting the years until they can go pro. Like they could go pro this second if they wanted to. But there's a rule that you have to spend at least 3 years in college before you can make it to the NFL. So there are people, their freshman year, when they're 19 years old, they could play in the NFL right now. And then there's fucking Jim Johnson, the starting safety at Northwestern, who's a fucking accounting major and like just happens to be like scrappy enough to be able to make the starting team.
He's a cerebral player. He's been in the system for 5 years and he really knows what he's doing, but he just doesn't have the intangibles or the tangibles.
Or the tangible. He doesn't have anything. Like he's 5'10", 180, and is just always in the right place at the right time.
He's a really respected guy.
Yeah. He's a captain. He's redshirted twice. Like he's 24. Like it's just like that's what makes college football so unique is like, you got the minor leagues for the pros guys. And then you've got the guys that are like, I don't know, I got a scholarship my junior year after walking on for a couple of years. And this has always just been like, I also go to college while I'm doing this. Like,
I saw a really good tweet summarizing college football that was like, it can be a mixed bag, but sometimes the best player to ever come out of this town ends up going toe-to-toe with a future 4-time Pro Bowler, and that's where the magic happens.
Right. No, that's exactly it.
They are completely different kinds of human beings. They are not on the same scale, but they are playing on the same field.
But they equally think they're hot shit at that point. 100%. And then one person has their life completely upended.
Because compared to everyone else, they have been hot shit. Like the worst college football player is still, would wipe the floor with any high school team. But, I mean, maybe that's an exaggeration. But like, they've always been told that they're hot shit because they were compared to everyone else. Right. That's how they ended up where they were. It's just that when you end up on a team where everyone is hot shit, someone's got to be the coldest shit.
Yeah. No, I grew
Someone's
up in...
got to be cold diarrhea.
We all grew up in rural Wisconsin. My team was literally projected to go to the state championship game. We only lost 2 games my entire senior year, and one of them was the game we got eliminated in the playoffs. Like we were dominating. We were so fucking good. We had like 4 guys go to college and play college football at any level. And like, and our star quarterback who led us to all this success was an equipment manager at UW-Madison. Those guys are like, they're all football players and everything like that. But like the ones that went to college, I heard some stories about them talking about it. And it's fucking sad, man. Yeah, they were dominant and they stepped onto like the college level and they're just like, I was shit. Like I wasn't good anymore. Like all of a sudden I was one of the worst players at fucking like Minnesota Duluth, like some D2, D3 school. Like it's like, damn, that's the fucking the only one who had any success was like a 2-year starter at Whitewater, which is like legit, but like you're never going to go pro at that, being that good at D3. Like, So, and he was a freak. Like, he was a sophomore when I was a senior, unanimous first team all conference. Like, he was the actual best player on our entire team by a mile. And yeah, he could barely crack it in Division III. So there's levels to this. And then, yeah, then you get to the pros, and yeah, it's like people laugh at guys like fucking Brock Osweiler or not Johnny Manziel, it's not quite the same, but you know, guys that flamed out in the NFL, and it's like, nah, they were legit really good in college, and they're nothing in the pros. So,
speaking of things flaming out, Twitch might be doing that as they're making some wild, ill-advisable changes. From my perspective, as somebody who also works for a company that makes most of its money off of user-generated content. They wanted to limit the size of ads on screen, which I don't get why they would do that. They don't want people using their platform to make money, maybe. Then they rolled that back, but then they rolled out a new revenue split that would once again only favor the largest creators on their platform. And now Kick is maybe making a play. What's going on here?
100 milli contracts. Fucking XQC got a 2-year, $100 million contract from Kick, non-exclusive.
Yep.
XQC can still stream on all the other platforms, but Kick's like, just so that you have a stream on our platform, we're going to give you 50 mil a year. People were like, XQC is making more per year than LeBron James.
Oh,
to not even, once again, be exclusively on that platform.
Yeah, he can stream on 4 platforms at once.
Yeah, there's no limit.
Oh my god.
It's bonkers.
I never know how to pronounce her stream name. Amaranth?
Yeah, I think that's right.
She also got a Kick contract. I think she opened that by doing a group shower live stream.
Oh, yeah.
It never change. Good for you.
It's very Amaranth.
Yep.
I'm sure Kick is all about it. Kick is we just want screen time. We don't give a fuck about any sort of community, any sort of guidelines. We're just looking for eyeballs, man. We'll take what we can get.
The last I heard.
Oh, Andrew doesn't know who Amaranth is.
Andrew.
Yeah, sure, Andrew.
Yeah, that's it.
When...
All right, you're bookmarking that one for later. Kick is weird for last I heard there was no moderation. There were several streams just playing the Super Mario Brothers movie on loop on Kick for a while. And I get that's inevitable, but it seems like, I don't know. I guess it's the Wild West phase of Kick right now, which is interesting. And I don't know if Twitch will ever be dethroned, but they seem poised to be the next place now that Amazon is kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
I mean, we'll see. Fucking Mixer and shit
yeah,
I don't know,
no.
There's Andrew's eyes just went completely bug. Wish I had a recording of that. I can't imagine why. There is no reason that his eyes would suddenly bulge out of his head completely after Googling a well-known streamer.
Does she have a thing other than that she's just an adult streamer? There's not a weird...
Oh, she's not an adult streamer, Andrew.
What?
There's no adult content there. What are you talking about? What?
When I Googled her name, it says Amaranth is an American internet celebrity, streamer, and OnlyFans model.
Yeah. Fucking lewds, Andrew. Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Adult lewds are adult.
Content.
I'm not saying she's a porn actress or anything, but but she doesn't have a Belle Delphine shtick or anything, or she's a memer, or
she leans a little bit into the gamer girl stuff.
Yeah,
okay. She pretends that
she's a hot girl online. Okay. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that or that she needs to be more. I'm wondering if there's a reason why I should have heard of her before.
I think she's
just famous.
One of the biggest, if not the biggest female streamers in the world. Yeah. It's interesting, People got to make their money, man.
Well, good for her. How much did she get? You said XQC got 50 mil a year.
Let's see.
Did she get the same amount, or
Amaranth Kick it's the number one thing when you type in Amaranth is Kick contract. 30 mil.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 year, 30 mil. Damn, that's nothing.
That's a steep drop off.
Yeah, they got an absolute bargain. Yeah, no, the top woman Twitch streamer on the platform. 30 mil for 2 years. Yeah, XQC's move reported to be 100 mil. The Just Chatting personality called her agent.
Just chatting.
The Just Chatting personality. That's a great way to do it. I mean, yeah, but if it's non-exclusive, once again, it's free money. Like, it doesn't cost you anything to just run it on multiple platforms.
If you're starting out, if you're hustling, you're doing this anyway. You're live everywhere.
Right. You should be live on every platform that has any level of following if you're trying to grow. So I guess now if you're a big name, you're just not on Kick in the hopes that you'll get some free money from Kick.
Do you think there's any sort of stipulations in there, like he has to be streaming a certain number of days a week or anything?
There's gotta be, but you know, it's free real estate.
Nah.
If you're a big name streamer, the drop off if you like take a break is insane. Like you might literally go from like 10,000 concurrent viewers to like 2,000 concurrent if you take like a couple weeks off. Like it's fucked. Like that job literally traps you in it. And like, yeah, you'll probably build it back in a month or two, but like it's a month or two of streaming every day, like to get that following back. Because like you can't watch, like you can watch how many TV shows at a time? Probably like 4 or 5 if you were really pushing it. You can watch like one Twitch streamer at a time, maybe 2 if you're literally terminally online. Like, so yeah, if you're gone and they have to find someone else, it takes a while for them to come back if they ever do. So it's kind of scary, actually.
Summer Games Fest, aka not E3, was also kind of scary for me personally, as someone who cares about the future of video games as an art medium. God, it's so fucking corporate now. Jeff Keighley is too much of a starfucker to like be the future of video games, the face of video games. But whatever. Now I get to watch commercials for video games interspersed by commercials for G Fuel and Doritos. That's fine. The Summer Games Fest show got a trailer to the sequel to Final Fantasy Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We got a playable Red 13, cat dog boy, love him, fantastic. Sandland, open world game based on Akira Toriyama's manga of the same name. That's it. That's the only stuff I found noteworthy. Other than the fact that they couldn't find a woman, I guess, to be on screen or a person of color. They couldn't do it.
There's no one.
No. Not a woman in video games, apparently. According to Summer Games Fest, according to the team organizing that.
What's the Billy Eichner on the street bit where you would just ambush people and scream in their face, like, name a woman! And there's like, and he would just like walk away like, God damn it. How hard is it?
So kind of fuck Summer Games Fest. But we are getting a Shadows of the Damned remaster. I cannot wait for this. Now that everyone knows how great Suda 51 games are, I can't wait for one of the weirdest, most corporately meddled Suda 51 games to get another shot. I'm looking forward to this. Atlas is remaking Persona 3. Speaking of no women,
they got
not
rid of
gonna be able to play as a woman in this one. You could in a previous version of it.
They just scrubbed all the woman content.
I don't.
That's so funny and so on brand. And I'm so glad that you're going to keep playing these games, Lucas.
There's a solid, by all accounts, port of the original game where you can play as a woman out there for $20 right now. Maybe I do that instead. Even if there are some problematic voice actors in that.
Didn't you say like the plots of at least some of the games and the books that they're based on are just about how incels are right or something?
Yeah.
So why do you keep engaging with this stuff?
Because I keep hoping that it's gonna be better.
He's going to change it from the
Why?
inside, Andrew.
I keep voting for Republicans because one of these days they'll learn their lesson and do a good job.
I will say for Atlas Games going forward, the creative director of the last 3 Persona games, and also Catherine, which also has some complicated social politics, he is sequestered and he is making Metaphor Re-Fantasino, which is, oh God, I want other people to talk about this game. I want to hear their impressions of this game, and I don't. I'm just exhausted. I'm just exhausted by this title, by the creative lead behind it, Katsura Hashihino. This is, God.
That is the dumbest sounding name for anything I've ever heard. Metaphor Re-Fantasino.
Is
it lost in translation?
No, that's the name in Japanese too. God, this is going to be such, and he's going to walk into this with such big dick energy too, or you think he's going to try to, he's like, yeah, I made the last 3 Persona games. I'm the reason those were successful, not 40 years of an idea that's been built upon by multiple people in a company. No, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to walk back what made those games interesting, like a non-fantasy setting or not making it an isekai. I'm going to lean into that shit. Mad. I'm mad.
You're big mad. Big mad like all the... sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say big mad like all the PS4 users in, like, I'm just clicking on these tweets and all the replies are like, is it coming to PS4? And I'm like, bro, when PS5 came out how many years ago? Like, you don't have the excuse that it's not available anymore. And I had to check because I was like, maybe it is still not available. No, you go on Amazon. It's available now. Like, it's time, man. They can't just make games for outdated consoles forever. Like,
but there are only like 5 PlayStation 5 exclusive games. That number's only going to go up, bud.
Yeah, no, it's coming.
Then get an Xbox. Like you can do that. That's fine. Xbox did apparently a pretty good job of like now finally having some games to play. That's cool. That's good for them. I'm not going to buy an Xbox, but
I don't.
It's not a bad thing.
Speaking of Xbox, their showcase, Starfield, not going to make me get an Xbox, but maybe that'll be okay. I don't know.
It looks pretty rough from what I've seen gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Like, the concept's insane and like everything like that, but every bit of gameplay I've seen is like, that's scary.
It looks like a Bethesda game, but the like same ones that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah. And MMO. Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird that I always assumed this was like a graphical limitation or like, I don't know, like like a thing in the hardware, thing in the engine they had to do, where it's you talk to someone and you have a conversation with them, and it's just like, yep, full on, just like you're in a Zoom call, basically. They're framed like they're in a Zoom call,
right? And
then you have the dialogue options on bottom. Apparently that's an aesthetic choice. That's a part of the vibe of a Bethesda game, and not like, this is the only way we can have you have conversations with NPCs.
Yeah, it emerged from limitations, and now at this point, it's like a stylistic choice. Like they could very easily have AI procedurally generated because it was like a limitation of you can't do motion capture for hundreds of characters across your world. Like it's just physically impossible. And now it's to the point where like you could do that, but they'd rather they just stand stark still, not move their head, not really blink, and like just kind of their mouth opens and closes. Maybe they rock side to side every once in a while. Yeah.
But then the biggest news to actually come out of the Xbox showcase happened immediately after, where the FTC is set to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
There you go.
When's it going to go through? Because I know that like there's been all these blocks and stuff, but it's been approved in other countries. Like this is going to happen. Like it's going to happen. I just when and what's going to be the limitations. Like, are they going to have to like break apart? Is it going to be like a Fox and Disney sort of thing where like Activision Blizzard is going to have to split into Activision and Blizzard, and then Microsoft gets one of them?
Disney Fox was all negotiated beforehand with the regulators. Like they knew that, like, yeah, if we take on the Fox broadcast network and stuff like that, then we're going to be, the regulators are not going to allow it to go through. So it wasn't like an after the fact, after it got denied type thing. So I don't know what they're going to do.
I mean, if that all works out, that's how they're going to have to sell games in the UK by the sound of it, through like a third party thing. But I don't know. I think people genuinely have no idea how this is going to go. It sounds like the FTC, it's the people it is comprised of right now are perhaps the strongest antitrust group of people in recent memory. Yeah, let's see where it goes. After an incredibly dumb couple of years that proved that rich fuckers don't care about anything besides becoming richer, the PGA and Saudi Arabia-funded Live Golf organizations are merging together.
It's so fucking insane. Like you hear what the PGA was telling their golfers and just like, don't go over there, don't take the money. Like that's think about your morals. And then they're just like, and merge.
Tiger turned down $800 million.
Yeah. And then all the ones who did give in and took the money are now just back, like nothing ever happened. Like
the PGA commish
6 figures richer,
saying that if you join Live Golf, you're spitting in the face of all 9/11 victims, and then 6 months later joining forces with them is objectively the funniest thing that could have happened here.
Yep.
And then he like made some sort of weird thing. He's like, I'm going to personally like investigate and make sure that no like 9/11 money is involved with this deal. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Because someone on the PGA's board of directors like worked in the Twin Towers when 9/11 happened, and he only survived because he was volunteering at a golf tournament that day.
And then he devoted his entire life to golf. No, look. The original statement from the PGA president is not wrong. It's not necessarily right. It's an oversimplification, but then like taking that moral high ground and then throwing it all out the window not that long afterwards without a change in leadership is like, really though? The optics? You didn't think maybe you should just step down before doing this?
Well, I believe the director of the PGA is I forget the exact language, but on an unexpected leave due to health issues at the moment. So it's he's taking that check and running. Like this is. Wait, no, is Live Golf going to get one of their guys? Is the PGA going to be
probably, dude? Like that. What did you expect? There's so much money involved in this. Like,
Saudis have endless money.
You really cannot underestimate oil money.
Did you see, like, I mean, I don't know, this wasn't really on the planning document, but like the whole Lionel Messi saga coming to the United States. Like, he turned down a 3-year, $1.5 billion contract to go to Saudi Arabia, like making $500 million a year. Like they would make him a billionaire.
And it's my understanding that the Saudi Arabia League, like, isn't really, like, it's not a league people care about globally. So it is just.
Neither is the MLS.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, it's not a super legitimate league, but like neither is the MLS. Like the MLS is a retirement league beyond anyone. Like all of the famous European players end up like, well, I mean, it's nice to live in America.
I heard Messi going to the MLS. I didn't realize he walked back on that and took the.
No, he didn't. No, that was the competitor.
Okay, good. Yeah.
He turned down $1.5 billion over 3 years to come to Miami.
Yeah, he did accept it initially. That was like a while ago, and then did things just not materialize? And he said, "Never mind."
I think it was just rumors. I think it was all just like he was connected to them. He was connected to FC Barcelona, which is his old club, which would be the only legitimate move that he could make, like in terms of like competitive soccer. But and then he took like his friend from the Argentinian national team, Aguero, already lives in Miami. Like he's just gonna move to a place that's like kind of a mecca for Spanish speakers in the world, like just you get Spanish speakers from literally all around the planet moving to Miami and just live in quite the lavish lifestyle and chill out, dominate the MLS for a couple of years. And then he retires and becomes an owner of a team. Seems pretty chill.
Mm-hmm.
And gets that sweet Apple money.
How chill is it that Trump was indicted again?
Marginally less chill than last time, I guess, considering the overwhelming evidence that I feel like. I don't even
photos
know
and the
only mental gymnastics I've seen are like, the Justice Department planted the boxes there. It's just like, if you're that deep into it, then
most of the mental gymnastics is, he did it. That's not illegal because he's president, so he can do whatever he wants. Like that's what most of them are saying is because he is president, not just was, but still is. He has the power to take possession of any classified documents and do whatever he wants with them because he's the highest power in terms of American intelligence. Like there is nothing above him. He has the ability to do this. It's not against the law. And the law that says that it is illegal to do that is actually saying that he can.
So we're on a full-on reality break of the only people making legitimate arguments defending Trump are, he is still president, which is false. He can do whatever he wants.
I've even seen ones that are saying, he's not the president anymore. He is the former president. But this law says that he can do this because if he has possession of them as president, then they're like his permanently. And he can declassify them if he wants to, but he never declassified them. But still, because he was the president when he took possession of them, they are not classified materials anymore. Like they are literally just making this stuff up.
Okay.
But they are talking about it like it is legal precedent, but it is all made up, not twisted, just false.
Yep.
I can't believe we're still having conversations about like the audacity of the things Trump is doing as president, as a former president, but like, hey, here are all of the U.S. military bases in Iraq. You can read that while you're using the shitter in my Mar-a-Lago hotel because they're just in the bathroom of this hotel.
They said some of them were about our like nuclear defense system.
Yeah, like that is, it's incredible. Like those pictures are haunting. Like they look like some backroom shit. They look just wrong.
Well, and it doesn't seem like, look, maybe we'll uncover something in the future, but it doesn't seem like he had much motivation to do it other than he wanted to.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he was necessarily maybe there's going to be more investigation and everything like that, but it doesn't seem like he was necessarily like using them to get political favors. It was more just like, hey, look, man, that shit's pretty cool, huh? Like, you want to check out some maps? Like,
as much as I hate the guy, I do find it still hard to believe that he was like selling state military secrets to our enemies or some shit. It sounds like he was just kind of like bringing journalists over and being like, take a look at this.
Yeah.
It's
so weird.
The man's senile.
Of course. Yeah.
That's totally true. But then I also like if there was a single conversation, like Trump showed Kid Rock a document that was like, isn't this cool? Isn't this like our plan to deal with the Russia-Ukraine conflict? Anyway, if you could give like $20,000 to my campaign because this is cool shit, like I'd appreciate that. I could show you more if you did that. Like I could totally see that happening just off the cuff with everything we know about Trump. So,
and what if you took like the alien documents? I was like, if you give me $1 million to my campaign, I'll show you proof that aliens exist. We've got it. Yeah. I'll show it to you. That'd be pretty cool, right? You're
Guess
rich.
what's-
Wouldn't you pay $1 million to see
Right.
aliens?
You're seeing the boxes in the bathroom. If you want to see the boxes in the storage area,
Yeah.
there might be something you might never have thought you'd see in your lifetime there.
God is real. So are aliens and fairies.
Oh, wow.
Fairies are real. Just crazy shit.
I've always said
We have
that's the only
scientific
reason-
proof of the afterlife.
it's the only reason I'd want to be president. It's just like, all right, what's the deal? Like, there's some shit. Like, I don't know. It's probably not aliens. Like,
Right.
there's some shit.
Do you think you could get elected on the platform of, if you elect me,
I'll tell you.
yeah, I'm gonna find all the secrets and put them out there?
I think I would disappear mysteriously if that was my open platform that I'm running on to the American public. I don't think I would last, but that's okay. You never know. No, I'd have to be like charismatic and be like, read my lips, no new taxes, but also universal health care, and also like just promise everything to everyone. And
Where are you
then,
gonna get the money? I'm gonna sell the alien tech that we got.
again, can't say that. I'm gonna get disappeared. I'm gonna all of a sudden be in a black site before I know it. No, I'll just be like, kiss some babies, shake some hands, be a white guy.
Speaking of a white guy, Nuggets won. Jokić is very excited to return to his horses.
Are Serbians white? No, kidding.
Oh, Ryan.
I'm kidding.
Well, history complicated.
Yeah.
The Nuggets kind of seemed inevitable, especially against a totally gassed Heat team. Jokić is like complete disinterest in being a basketball star is, I think, genuinely endearing to me and a lot of people.
The quote of him saying, like 10 minutes after he won like MVP and like brought Denver their first ever national championship, him saying, yeah, I mean, I don't really think it's that important. You know, nobody really likes their job. It's fine. That's insane. That's a crazy person thing to say. Like, if you wanted to go in about how community is more important than winning, some stupid shit like that, that's one thing. But him holding the trophy and being like, I don't really like my job anyway. Like, that's a weird thing to say. Am I right?
It's weird because it's not true. Like he's being very tongue in cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as like you cannot be as dominant as Nikola Jokić is without being absolutely obsessed. But it's possible that he's obsessed with like success more so than like liking the sport, but at the very least, like Nikola Jokić is putting in impossible hours to become the arguably best basketball player on the planet. And I only say arguably because I'm a Bucks fan, and at this point, it's good. It's hard to debate.
If you're a fan of 29 other teams, you probably say that Jokić is the best player in the world. So
it's just impossible to get that far without being absolutely obsessed with something about the sport. Mm-hmm. And if it's literally just, the success of it all and making money so that, you can fund his horse racing and raise his kids, then hey, everyone's got their own motivations.
It's, I don't know, especially in 2023, especially in the midst of like hustle culture, like he has to have that dog in him. It's like, it's genuinely refreshing to see him. Yeah, I'm good at this. Clearly he's putting the work in, but he's not like, he doesn't care about legacy. It seems like he's just doing his job, being one of, if not the best basketball players on the planet. And that's like refreshing and weirdly healthy.
He kind of doesn't have to care about legacy because he's set. He's done.
Yeah.
He won 2 MVPs, should have probably won a third, and brought a championship to a team that had never had a championship before, that had one other all-star who, is very good. Like, don't want to trash Jamal Murray, but he's not like superstar level. Like he was the guy, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are a better supporting cast than Jokić had in terms of top level talent. Like, so he's done it. He has made the legacy. Doesn't have to worry about it anymore because it's over. He could literally retire right now, which not impossible.
Not out of the question.
He could definitely do it, and he would be considered one of the best to ever play. So
it's one of those things where, like, if you're making $40 million a year and you've been doing that for a little bit, like the only reason to keep doing that is either, you know, the obsession with the game, or you have a crazy lifestyle that you need to maintain. And it doesn't seem like he has either.
He lives in Eastern Europe.
That's $40 million US. That goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and this is not his first year making $40 million. Like, the man could be set for life and live like the richest man within a 500-mile radius.
It's just like, I don't know. It genuinely seems like he would have been cool with his life if he just continued to play in Serbia is a part of the G League, right?
No.
The
G League is only American.
Oh, okay. If it just continued to play in the Serbian league, or that whatever the league is, a couple of European teams that US teams occasionally farm out of, to weird success in some cases. But no, he's too good for that. So he has to be the best basketball player on the world, casually, reluctantly, maybe.
I think he'd prefer to not be 6'11". Like, you see him in the carts, because he doesn't do like jockey style horse racing.
Yeah, no,
it's like
he's like sledding behind
cart racing. Yeah, like he's too big. He could never compete. You know, he has to be like an owner because he's impossibly big. His horse would never be able to win with him driving it. So I think he'd probably prefer to be a foot shorter at least and actually be able to race horses himself. That would be the thing he actually has a competitive drive for. So
no easy pivot into this one. The Redditors are protesting Reddit. This is weird. I think the Reddit blackout was in effect for a large number of communities on that platform. Might still be. This is following changes to Reddit's backend, by the sound of it, that would limit a lot of commonly used third-party apps that the most active folks on that platform, especially moderators, use widely.
It's also weird. Like, they're selling the data on Reddit now, and instead of letting it be mined for free by all these companies, they're now selling it directly. That's another reason why the protests are going on. The, like, quote unquote blackout is that, like, the user data on Reddit was always accessible. It was always being taken by the corporations. It's just now that Reddit's saying, we're going to finally make some money off this. And people don't like that.
Reddit leadership claims that changes to help them limit AI technology using Reddit as a farm to improve that tech. People skeptical of that claim that Reddit is just doing this to make money, and the Reddit CEO responded with, "Well, yeah, we are a for-profit business. We are about making money before anything else," which is not what you say to a community, to a platform that is all of your content is by people contributing to it for free and them not making money. Ryan, you're the biggest Reddit head on this podcast. What's your read? You're
leaving out also that he praised Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter and said, like, no, what he did was really good. Like, we need to start thinking that way. Like, literally saying, yeah, when he took over that platform and basically killed it, was still to be seen if it's actually dead. That was good. That was a good way to run a business. Like, I think it's just, there's too many red flags. I mean, I personally I don't use the official Reddit app. I've always used Reddit is Fun, one of the third-party apps, because it's just way better and more streamlined. And they're just, all of it goes, basically.
I don't use Reddit.
I mean, well, but like, that's a part of why this blackout has been so effective, or noticeable at least, in that if you're on the internet, you're using Reddit. Like it is you're one how-to search away, and the top result on that is going to be a very niche subreddit that you can't access right now, probably.
I'm a couple of bad days away from like just not being on the internet at all. I don't use Reddit. I'm not on Facebook. I don't go on Instagram. I have like cut my Twitter time into like quarters at this point. I feel like I'm going to go out of touch completely, but also is probably better for me. I don't know.
What about TikTok?
Still not on TikTok.
Damn.
You've been on TikTok.
Well, have I been on TikTok? Yeah, I've opened the app before, but my experience on TikTok right now is sitting next to Jade while she opens her phone and pulls up the TikToks that she has saved for me to see.
That's what I do with Angel, yeah.
Andrew, how do you hear about any of the stuff happening that we're talking about on this podcast?
Through you guys and through Jade and through Twitter. I know more about TikTok because of Twitter than TikTok, which is bad. I know that. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else. I am a freak.
Andrew's like the Amish with TikTok. It's like, yeah, no, I can take a ride in a car, but I just can't own one. Like I can. Sure,
I have the TikTok app on my phone. So like if you guys send me a TikTok, when you send a TikTok on Facebook Messenger, I opened it, I watch it, and that's it. And then I close it.
And then you scroll, and then you get, what was it, like terrifying, gory, crazy
videos? No, like if I scroll, I see people just be murdered. I see just porn. I see people making fake zombie infestation in China videos. Is a thing that I keep seeing.
You gotta
for some
curate
reason.
Your algorithm. You gotta like some videos.
Yeah. I tried, like I went through all the videos that Jade sent me, and I liked all the ones that I liked, and I found like dog videos and shit and liked those, and didn't really do anything. I started seeing different videos, but not better ones. So I got off.
My algorithm is I have this new 3D version of Papers, Please called Contraband Police. Someone playing that. I've got a live stream of someone playing MLB Power Pros, which was a game for the Wii that I used to play back in 2009. Yeah. I've got a dude joking about Peloton. I've got this guy who makes like a roster of NFL players using like a filter. I've got a beige flag, which is very normie TikTok beige flag thing. I've got an NFL meme crossed over with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse meme. So that one's just for me. Like I don't know, man.
Lucas has 1,000 video game like head tilt bracket videos.
Well, that's what he makes. It's not what he sees, I'm assuming. Or is it all you see too now?
No, actually, I think that's a dead format.
It is.
It hasn't been a thing in a really long time. It's just Lucas keeps making them.
Yeah, I'm keeping it alive, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird stuff on Reddit. Man, some of the foundational elements of the internet are changing in some ways that cynically scary. Maybe it's going to create opportunity. Maybe there's going to be new stuff out there, but boy, is it hard for me to envision better stuff coming out of this. I don't. Maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll change once I finally get on Blue Sky, and I'll be like, yeah, this is okay after all. This was for the best, but right now it's like, terrifying.
Andrew's going to go full Ted Kaczynski mode if we're not careful, Lucas. I think we need to tailor our statements about the internet.
Oh no.
He's going to start talking about modern society and how tainted we've become.
God damn it.
And then we're gonna read an FBI report and we're gonna be like, that looks like Andrew's handwriting. You're not even in a remote cabin, you're just in an apartment in Madison, just like building these bombs.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I bought the typewriter that this was written with a very particular font on those keys.
Interesting.
Maybe society has always had problems because I listened to the 5-part Behind the Bastard series on L. Ron Hubbard. Andrew, do you want to learn about L. Ron Hubbard? Is Ryan
You
and I
told me
gush
a
for
little bit
second?
about L. Ron Hubbard, but why don't you tell the viewers?
This is just a cartoon character of a man, huh?
L. Ron Hubbard, I find it hard to I Behind the Bastards, one of their specialties is con men.
Right.
I think he might be it. Like I think he's the GOAT. Like it's fucking difficult, man. There's some people that have done more with less than L. Ron Hubbard, but like I don't know that anyone's hit that level. I don't think anyone's ever going to be on that level. There's the guy who sold the Eiffel Tower a couple of times. Like that's pretty lit. That's pretty peak con man energy. But like, I don't know. I think he might be the guy.
He started a cult, and like people went along with it, even though for years prior to that,
He
it was
said
like,
he wanted to start.
Yeah, I think I want to start. I think the way to make the most money possible is to start a cult.
He's literally quoted in publicly available publications saying that like writing is cool. I like writing. Wish I could start a cult. There's not enough money in writing. Like if I started a cult, I'd make more money.
And then something clicked.
And then he just kind of eased his way into it. He wrote a book about like, here's how you cure everything. And then kind of parlayed that into some mildly culty things and then got more and more culty. The amazing through line of like, the man loved boats. He's just a boat guy at the end of the day. If he was like 20% less crazy, he'd just own a pontoon and take it out on the lake.
L. Ron Hubbard lied his way into becoming a ship captain in World War II.
Yeah.
And then
blew up a ore deposit on the bottom of the ocean,
and then got really pissy when like the US government wouldn't accept that it was he actually bombed Japanese spy subs and saved America from a second Pearl Harbor.
What do you mean he blew up an ore deposit?
He went, so like the whole story is he did enlist, because like the funny part of the podcast is they talk about like, oh, here's what the Scientology website says about his World War II service. And then I think he asked the guests, like, what percentage of that do you think is true? And she's like, I don't know, maybe 5%. He's like, none of it. And then he's like, actually, no, 5% is about right, because it was the fact that he enlisted before the draft. That's the only part that was true. Every other element of his service was falsified. He went to the Philippines, and his commander there, because he was a commissioned officer, his commander there was like, he can't, nah, this is not for him. Like, he's just a fucking, like, no one can stand him. He can't be an officer here. So then he got sent back home, and then lied his way to. And then he was captain.
Like, actually, they sent me here because they were like, I'm too good. I should be a captain. And the U.S. military being like, yeah, sure, why not? If you're lying, you're gonna die. So like, this is fine.
Just put him on a patrol boat off the coast of Oregon. And then like he started raising the alarm about these Japanese submarines in Oregon. And I don't know if you've heard the story of like when the Japanese bombed Oregon with balloons, but that was a real thing. Yeah. So it was around the same time. So people were freaked the fuck out about Japanese attacks. So he was like, yeah, there's Japanese submarines off the coast of Oregon. Took out like other boats, including his own. And like all the other boats were like looking for these submarines and didn't find anything, didn't bomb shit. And he meanwhile dropped, what was it, like 100 bombs?
Yes.
And he claimed
depth charges.
He claimed that he sunk a Japanese submarine and wounded another one. And then this admiral dude from the Battle of Midway, like a no nonsense fucking guy, came out to investigate it and found out that like, nah, there was just an ore deposit at the bottom of the ocean that was triggering his sensors, and he was just bombing the fuck out of it, claiming that it was Japanese submarines.
Oh, his radar was like picking up.
Yeah, they were like, "There's some metal here," and he was like, "That's a fucking sub," and bombed it 100 times.
It's staying in one spot, but we got him,
fucker. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And then years later, the through line of boats is he started a Scientology Navy, like an ocean community.
That I
The
remember.
Sea Org, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, the Sea Org I remember from a documentary I saw.
And shit, sailing to different ports across Europe for the better part of a decade, I think, because at this point he was wanted by the feds. Like Scientology was doing well enough that like he wasn't paying taxes on any of that shit. So he was avoiding the feds. And yeah, just these. It's easy to laugh about it. It's easy to talk comically about it. But genuinely, the people joining up with Scientology back then, and still now to an extent, are people like dealing with some kind of trauma, genuinely mentally unwell. And then a big tenet of Scientology was don't take psychiatric medication. So
Or go to
literally
therapy.
people who, did go to Scientology branded therapy instead. So literally people who like, oh, you took their meds away and also their passports, well, in international waters, are being forced to and have Stockholm syndromed their way into like being excited to be on these boats. And then you remember, oh, wait, this is actually terrible. Before you even get to the small army of young girls who like worshipped Elron at his feet and were like his messengers and like constables essentially across the boats.
Yep. And don't forget his failed expedition back in college when he was like, he just rounded up a bunch of randos and was like, hey guys, we're gonna go on a fucking boat cruise we're gonna be pirates, basically. Like, we're gonna travel around pretending to be pirates. And like, he claimed that like the New York Times had optioned the story and they were all gonna make money and shit like that. And it just went horribly wrong. Like, most of the people abandoned him after like the first two ports. The captain, like, they stopped being able to pay him, so he took them all back and was like, that was the worst like expedition I've ever done in my entire career. Like, he's just a boat guy, man. He just always wanted to do. He's like Jokić for cult leaders. It's like, damn, he was the GOAT, but like that wasn't his passion. He just wanted to be boats, man. He just wanted to do boat stuff. The culting was just a means to an end.
And then he successfully infiltrated the American government at the height of the Cold War.
Yeah, and still has, like, his legacy has still continued to infiltrate the American government at scarily high levels in the last decade or so. So, yeah.
Fucking weird, man.
Yeah, how many Scientologists are in the government right now?
Not that many openly, but
right.
There's a lot of officials and shit like that are known to be affiliated.
It's kind of incredible, though. Kind of incredible that like he successfully turned the IRS wanting to talk to him because he's not paying taxes into, guys, they don't believe Scientology is a religion. The government wants to stop us. We got to get in there. We got to infiltrate the government. And like, they still have that persecution complex to this day.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You lived pretty darn close to one of the headquarters when you were in NoHo.
No, that was a different neighborhood. That was a different apartment Ian and I toured.
No, I mean, it was like maybe 5 blocks away. Like, it's there in NoHo. I'll find it, but yeah. And then obviously there's the giant complex in Hollywood, but
yeah.
Yep.
My God.
It's pervasive in LA to this day.
And Clearwater, Florida, that retirement community they took over.
Clearwater's insane.
Let's
see. Okay, it's the Church of Scientology of the Valley. And where were you guys? 5055. Give out old addresses.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you know.
That's
not gonna bite me in the ass.
Yeah, no, it's a 4-minute drive, 18-minute walk. So there you go. You'll love to see it.
I don't recognize this building.
Yeah, you probably never went up that far.
No
real reason to. But yep.
Before we already talked about, I think you should leave season 3. Before Andrew and I pop off about Tears of the Kingdom for a little bit, Brian, what are you checking out? What you been keeping busy with?
I'm watching right now the other two on HBO Max. That's kind of been fun.
I heard that's good. Ian was into that.
It's a good show for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't like the beginning of this season, but it's kind of come around on me, and I've liked the last couple episodes a lot more.
Okay.
And the first couple seasons are definitely gold. Molly Shannon is a treasure that must be protected at all costs. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a good show. But otherwise, I don't know. Black Mirror just came out, but I haven't started it yet.
Is that a new season or a new episode?
No, a full new season.
Okay.
Season 6.
Huh.
Haven't checked it out. Haven't even really read any reviews, so maybe it's not getting as much buzz as it once did. Yeah, I don't know. What else is going on? Not too much else. Yeah, we're doing Fall Guys Legend shit. We're winning like multiple games per session. I think we've cracked the code of Fall Guys. So that's fun.
Another thing that makes me concerned about the future of video games, like, I don't think I ever need to buy a game again to like play games with my friends.
Because adequately fun shit will come out for free. Yeah.
Like, and I don't need to get a new Call of Duty game. I don't have to play deathmatch with my friends. I can play Warzone with my friends, and that's playing Call of Duty with my friends. That's fine.
I mean, we're kind of like the leeches on the current gaming industry model in that, we're taking advantage of the free stuff without doing the freemium shit. Like the way that they hook you is then, you pay money on a subscription basis,
and none of us really have any desire for that stuff.
But we just don't. We just fucking skis along without paying a fucking dime.
But then, like, that's the expectation now. I don't know if you guys saw the Overwatch 2 news, but apparently their like story campaign stuff, it is going to be like $15 a pop.
Damn.
And like Overwatch 2 was a free download game, so I understand fiscally how like, that makes sense. And now you are like actually paying people to buy a video game by doing this, but they framed it as like a free download, and then this will be $15 DLC. But the expectations have been thrown so far out of whack that I don't know how we go back to something that might be fiscally sustainable, actually.
Maybe Microsoft will figure it out.
No idea, but
it's
up to the devs.
Also, to correct an earlier story we talked about live, Keeley is out here. Keeley is commenting. He says the folks at Summer Games Fest are actually really good at diversity.
Really good at
we
diversity.
Have the best diversity.
I am a diverse person.
Supporters.
According to this Kotaku article published 26 minutes ago by John Walker, Keeley said in an interview with the Canadian outlet, actor Melina Libbard, the actor who plays a new character in the upcoming Alan Wake 2, was supposed to appear at Summer Games Fest, but couldn't due to scheduling conflicts.
They seem pretty good at diversity.
Yeah. They were going to have a woman.
One woman and one person of color to 2 for 1, bang for their buck. And
that's a diverse person right there.
Yeah, that's a single diverse person in a how many hour event would you say, Lucas?
2 hour. The exact quote from Keeley. Good. I think generally we do a pretty good job with diversity in our shows. That was something that's a fair flag. We also want to be authentic to the games that are being presented on the show and the developers that are making them. So I think we're conscious of it.
Hey, people of color and women, you don't like that you're not being represented here? Make some good games, you fuckers. Like, it's not hard. White men make all the good games. What do you want me to do?
And they play the games.
Yikes.
God, this just rings as such this is a room full of white men white
we're doing a
cis
pretty good
straight
job.
men making decisions about how this is going to go, and then not even thinking that like they fucked up, like never even this dimension was never considered, and I hate it.
Get over here, Johnson. Let me pat you on the back. Well, you pat me on the back, and we count our money.
Fuck. Andrew, I finished all of the dragon tiers in Tears of the Kingdom.
Even the last one?
Yes, right. Well, is the last one the one that drops after you get the first 11?
No, I mean like the 11th one is the Master Sword.
Yes.
Yeah,
I got
I
that
haven't
one,
done
and
the
then
Master Sword yet.
oh, well, I thought you said you did all of them.
Yeah, I did all of them except for the last one, the Master Sword one, because you told me not to do that until I finished all the temples.
I thought you meant like get the Master Sword.
Yeah, isn't that how you get the Master Sword? Or is that a different
buddy.
thing? Oh, okay.
Well, it's complicated.
I've been not doing that because I thought that's where I got the Master Sword.
Oh. Okay, I can't move forward because I know you're picky about spoilers, so never mind. But buckle up, buckaroo. Some stuff we talked about might be actually happening.
I guess I can't talk about this because you're a human being who doesn't want the ending of this thing ruined.
You've put 75 hours into this game. I think it's perfectly reasonable to give you the shit you haven't achieved yet, even though you've put a ton of work into it.
How many temples have you done, Andrew?
3 of them.
Okay.
And I'm in the process of doing the water temple quest.
Have
you done all of them?
I've now done all of them. I can't believe you did the lightning temple first.
I did it
which
second.
I think is the hardest temple in the game.
Oh, I did it second. I didn't think it was very hard.
Oh, okay. Fair. Man, those zombie dudes, pretty good zombie dudes.
Yeah, I mean, once you figure out you just have to hit them with one fire or lightning attack, and then they become brittle.
Right. But then as it progresses, you find out, oh wait, no, they're not zombie dudes, they're bug dudes. Like conceptually, that was pretty fun for me. I like that. Didn't like that final boss you fight, the Queen Gibdo. She's scary. I didn't care for that.
Oh, because you thought she was scary?
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was kind of a mid boss fight.
Weird boss. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised because I did the air temple one first.
Yeah.
And that boss is so easy. It's like almost like it's supposed to be, because you just kind of like float down and shoot it 3 times and then you're good.
Yeah.
And the other boss fights are like actual boss fights.
Do you have a favorite boss fight so far?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, the world bosses are better, the ones you just find out and about. Those are better. They're hard.
I was able to take out a Lionel finally. Still have not had the courage to fight a Gliok.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. We've put 3 days worth of time into this video game, hours wise, and we're like, man, those dragons that you see sometimes, I'm too afraid to fight that because I'm underleveled. I gotta
get better about fusing monster parts onto weapons. I'm bad about that. I keep thinking I'll need them for an upgrade or a quest later on. But it's like,
you put a horn on a stick and
this does 20 more damage. Yeah, that's fair. Ryan, gotta get you in on it. Do you have any questions about Tears of the Kingdom? Do you have any have you seen anything in the ether that's like, hey, what's this weird thing? What's going on? Or even bigger questions about the game?
I feel like no one's talking about this story in my circle of osmosis and everything like that. Like, it seems like it's pretty just, look at this crazy shit I can make. I built a fucking blimp. I built a Zeppelin, and we're bombing camps, baby. Like, this is the most efficient way to get around in Zelda, especially in the underworld or whatever the fuck. You just put 2 fans at an angle and then one thing between them, and now it's a bike that you can fly around on. Like,
I tried doing that. I can't figure that out quite yet.
Have you figured it out, Andrew? Is it easy enough?
Oh,
damn.
Yeah, I mean, no, there is an actual story. There's a lot more of a story than there was in the first game, and it's not bad. It's just
No.
it's a Zelda story. It's pretty bare bones.
I've come to it's more of a mystery though than the previous game than
Yeah,
a
because
lot of
there's
the
like a
previous
fake Zelda
games.
running around doing shit, and you're not really sure which one's real and which one's fake, and one's definitely in the past, but also maybe still in the present timeline. Yeah.
For as much as the promotional material and people became thirsty for Ganondorf, you would think he would have more of a presence here, but nah. So
that
far,
face that he makes in that one cutscene is so funny. There's just the crazy, weird slow motion smile where his mouth it's like Looney Tunes-esque.
In fairness, he did just commit oh god, what is it called? He did just commit regicide, so that's pretty. He's having a good time out there.
He just like punched her in the back, and then in the next cutscene, she was dead.
Rehydrated Ganon is built, dude. Fucking
no, that's
cock diesel,
not rehydrated. That's pre-dehydrated.
Oh god, that's base form Ganon.
Yeah, that's regular ass Ganon.
Doesn't even go Super Saiyan. Doesn't even Kaioken. Oh shit.
You gotta watch out.
Yeah. Yeah, good video game. I got. It's gonna be weird. Gonna be weird when Final Fantasy 16 comes out on Thursday, and I got to pick that up and play that.
You don't have to. No one is pointing a gun at your head. I mean, it sounds like you want to, but like sometimes you talk about these things like it's being forced upon you.
Oh.
No one can make you spend your money, Lucas.
Wow. Speaking of spending money on stuff to mixed results, what do we think about that there, Spider-Verse 2?
I liked it.
We all watch it?
Yeah, we all watched
it.
Huh.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I did not like the ending in the same way that I didn't like Dune's ending and thought that it was just like,
where's the rest of the movie?
You have to tell a story. The story has to have you don't have to resolve all the plot lines. That's I think what I was talking to Andrew about. Like you don't have to resolve every plot line, but when you've got 5 of them, like at least one of them, like do one plot line, end it there with the knowledge that there's more to come, and cool. Like it'll feel like a beat that you can end the story on. Like you not to keep quoting like Lord of the Rings, for example, but yeah, and like the Two Towers, they beat Saruman and are able to take down one of the big bads, even though the actual big bad is very much still there. So it feels satisfying that it's like, all right, we can move on. Like, I don't know. Also,
it's kind of crazy. The Spot, who's kind of the main villain of this, now 2-part movie.
Or like a third of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we didn't see him in the second half of the movie.
You saw him very briefly when he arrived in Miles's New York.
Was that real? Like, I thought that was like Miles's like anxiety manifesting or something. I didn't think that was actually the Spot doing shit.
Oh yeah, I thought that was real. That was like setting up like, get ready for the next movie. The Spot's in that universe. He's gonna try to kill Miles's dad. Because I thought the Spot would have gone to the actual universe where Miles is from. He did.
No, yeah.
That's the whole thing with that final beat, is that there's 2 side-by-side universes and they're trying to make you think that like they are one universe, but they're not. Like what's his name? Miguel and the gang all went to the real one to make sure that Miles's dad would die. The Spot went to the real one.
I thought Miles was seeing the Spot in the universe he was in, the quote unquote fake one.
No, I think that was a cut.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, and then Miles went to the fake one, which, by the way, I guess I'm the only one that noticed in the theater. Maybe I don't know if you guys noticed, but like I knew that he was in the wrong
right away
universe because
instantly.
They put it on the fucking machine. It's
they said 42, and they've been like, we got the spider from Universe 42, and it's like, what? Why are you twisting this? You put it out there.
Right. But then like, I don't know, talking to other people, I guess they didn't pick up on it until like maybe when Miles was like talking to his mom and she was like, I didn't see that it said 42 on the computer when he was talking to his mom. It right away when he said like, or, when you see Gwen looking in the window and you see where Miles should be, like
that I was like, oh, okay, he's not there. Wrong universe. He's
Right.
somewhere else. That's why they did the whole your spider is from a different universe. Like, it made sense.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
I
think
caught
they
it
did-
before he even left. I was just like, oh, he's going to the wrong one.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be twist. That'll be like unique. Like, oh no, now what are they gonna do? He's got to get back. So I don't know. I thought that I would absolutely hate. Is it Hobie? I always pronounce his name.
Hobie,
Spider-Punk,
yeah.
yeah.
Thought I'd fucking hate him, and then
He rocks, dude.
Best part of the movie,
Literally.
yeah.
It's a cool. I don't know. There's a lot of good parts.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Indian
lie.
Spider-Man is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
What do you-
Paviter Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
know.
mean? I'm
Exactly.
just good at this. Like, this is easy. What's your problem?
Being Spider-Man so easy.
It's pretty gold. I'm glad that he got the happy ending.
But yeah, Hobie being actually just an anti-fascist punk who fights the man no matter who the man is.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
No, I thought he'd be a full-blown poser. It feels like that's the trope that you would think that they're setting
Punk
up there.
characters are, yeah.
And nope,
Actually, Punk. Love it.
legit. As legit as you can be.
How are you even cooler without the mask? I was cool before the mask.
It was always a school.
Good shit. I'm pretty mixed on this movie. I like the first one more. I like stuff in it. There is a lot in here, so of course there is some stuff to like. That first fight with the Spot was a lot of fun, and like that's a fun. That was a lot of thinking with portals. That was a good time. But yeah, on the whole, I think this one was a little more. Bloated, less concise, and there were some fun gimmicks. Like, there was some fun Spider-Man in this, but I think as the whole, like, it is, it makes being Spider-Man less fun. And also, I can't hear the phrase, you have to think about the canon. This is a canon event with any level of seriousness.
There have been a lot of good memes to come out of this movie, though.
Because
Spider-Man, why don't you create that guy? And I'm gonna crease your J's, Spider-Man. And then the Miguel is racist and stops you from like fixing fucked up things that have happened in the world because it's a canon event. Him standing in front of the Twin Towers falling, saying, "Bro, it's a canon event." Come on.
Yeah.
It is hard to hear all of them talk about how important the canon is when one of the Spider-Men is a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. And
that Tyrannosaurus Rex's uncle fucking bit the dust.
Yeah, does the
And
Tyrannosaurus Rex have a police captain specifically that gets crushed by rubble?
If the Tyrannosaurus Rex was in a society that involves any level of law enforcement, then I think so. I think yes, that's the answer. There's also a cartoon pig Spider-Man. I feel like you went to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. He was conveniently absent for a lot of it, as was Spider-Man Noir, which were two of my favorite parts from the first one.
Right.
Weren't able to get John Mulaney and Nick Cage for the second movie.
They had to get more Spider-Man in there.
Yeah. Can't afford John Mulaney and Nick Cage. Third movie, they're back.
I hope.
They will be. I mean, they did the teaser.
Yeah.
The dream team at the end of the movie is very large.
Unless that would be kind of funny too, if like they would talk to them and they would just kind of be like they just don't talk, They somehow go the entire movie like with them there, but they don't actually.
Or they die right away in the Spot and like just sucks them or whatever.
Just absolutely murks all of your favorite characters immediately. Set up some stakes.
I'm hesitant to do this because I have criticisms of a piece of media doesn't mean I should think it exists, and like that is me saying I think this should exist is a very bare bones defense that's catering to a toxic and like inaccurate view of what movie criticism should be, art criticism should be. But I'm glad this movie came out. I'm glad this movie looks so different than any other animated film other than the original Spider-Man. But yeah, that first one was just so tight. So the music in the first one, just incredible in a way that I felt like the second one couldn't follow up to. And maybe my other big criticism is that Yeah, in trying to be like a multiverse piece of media and trying to capture like the full spectrum of Spider-Man, this was a lot less voiced. It didn't feel quite like people like, yeah, this is our version of Spider-Man. This is the story we want to tell. It is my reaction to it.
No, I definitely like the first one better, but I just thought the second one had a lot to say and also enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Also,
it's kind of hard to judge movies against other ones within their own IP, especially when this movie exists because the first one was so good.
Very fair. Also, I don't know if coming out as a spider person is totally analogous to coming out as queer to friends and family. That Gwen storyline was I don't know if that fully worked for me. It was good, like it beautifully performed, beautifully staged, but I see a lot of people reading that as like a queer coming out narrative, and well, I think it definitely is. I don't know if it works 100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know why it's just the Donald Glover line, who was also in this movie, but that was a good cameo. The Donald Glover line in Community, like, hey, if you were Superman, you would tell me, right? Yeah, I don't understand why he doesn't tell people. Like, what? And same thing with Spider-Man.
Because then your loved ones are vulnerable.
You don't have to tell everyone.
The whole Spider-Man thing.
You can tell the loved ones.
Right, but then the second that it starts getting out, there's a higher and higher chance that it's easier to figure everything out. I don't know. Can't trust everyone. I wouldn't tell some of the people that I'm closest to some things because I know that they might not be able to keep it, and that's fine. Like, I'm not judging them for that. Just don't want to let them know, because then there you go.
One of your superpowers is knowing when something bad is going to happen. You could defend your friends and family pretty easily.
How'd that go with Uncle Ben and Captain Stacy and whoever, all these canon events that they're talking about? It doesn't always work, fam.
That was the other thing about the police captain dying. Like that
just
doesn't
like sitting
happen.
there like ACAB.
Yes. But also, like, that didn't happen in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Not that I recall.
Was Gwen Stacy in the Spider?
But not as like a very minor character.
Yeah.
Like, there's
she has like a thing for Peter Parker, but
no, he's emo. Of course she does.
Yeah,
he's doing finger guns. No, I mean, I think that they mentioned that not all the events, like not every Spider-Man has all of the canon events. It's like, but all of them have at least one that connects them and everything like that. So, you know, because obviously Miles's reality is completely different than a lot of the Spider people. So,
that was a movie we all saw. Y'all gonna check out Asteroid City?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see.
Oh,
I thought I was gonna do Island of Dogs when that came out, and then just never got around to it. So maybe.
Fair. I'm catching that one next weekend and looking forward to it.
At your birthday?
One of the things for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Maria going to be back in town? You guys going to catch it together? I feel like
she's flying back this coming Saturday.
Nice.
No. Be a good time.
Gonna
live it up. Gonna eat conveyor belt sushi again and then hang with friends at maybe the best pizza place in Los Angeles.
Oh my God. You can't keep doing this.
What?
I like Pitfire Pizza. Pitfire Pizza is 2 blocks from your old apartment, Lucas. It's not the best pizza place in LA.
It's the closest.
What's the best pizza place in LA, Ryan?
I don't know. It's not that one. I promise.
Wait, until I'm proven otherwise.
How many other pizza places have you gone to in LA?
5?
That's lower than I thought it would be.
There are 1,000 pizza restaurants in LA that I guarantee you.
And none of the ones I've tried are better than Pitfire Pizza. I'm willing to try more. I'm willing to keep this going, but all I'm saying, my sample size so far, Pitfire at the top.
I did not think your sample size was going to be that small. I knew it wasn't going to be enough, But I definitely thought it'd be at least like 15 or 20. Like I did not think it was gonna be 6. That's wild. I guess maybe look, hey, if you're not into pizza as much, that's fair. How's the fish taco hunt going? Is that
Oh God, I've given up on that.
Wow.
I've reckoned with the fact that, man,
get ready. I know what's about to happen.
Chicago Taco Authority. Still the
Chicago
best.
fish tacos are just better than LA fish tacos.
Apparently.
A city on the coast. There's no way.
Hey, Chicago on the coast of Lake Michigan. Better fish in there, apparently.
They're sourcing their fish from Lake fucking Michigan.
Lucas, have you ever heard of the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, bunch of shitty fish in there.
Yeah,
I guess
they got every fish there is.
Not the right ones for tacos.
No.
You can make a fish taco out of a fish that hasn't been classified scientifically yet if you get it out of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, man. You could use that submarine that is definitely gone. You guys see that shit?
Oh, I saw a
that
headline,
broke while we're here, like while we've been here. There's a sub that it's like for tourists to go see the wreck of the Titanic, and yeah, it's fucking. They're all dead. Like,
yeah,
they're saying that they're like searching for it, and it's like I feel like when you lose contact with a submarine while it's really far underwater.
Like
they're all fucking dead, man.
Around the Titanic.
Like, oh, you mean since we've been here, like on the podcast?
This has been in like the last hour.
Oh yeah, this story was updated 13 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, this is like breaking. That submarine's fucking gone, man. And it's like people are dead. But like people died in the Titanic too. Like it feels like we just keep being like, wow, we've got this thing that like it's safe to take random people on because it's basically like 100% unsinkable. Like that really didn't learn our lesson 100 years later. God damn it, people.
There is something almost and like I respect to the dead and all that. There is something egotistical about like, I want to go on a submarine tour to see the sunken Titanic and revel in how much better we are now.
Yeah,
presumably.
How good we are.
Man, a lot of people died down here. Sure is crushing, black, cold, and full of death.
Yeah,
man.
Like it's something about tourism to places that are in what's it called? Incongruent with human life. Like going to the bottom of the ocean as a tourist, going to space as a tourist, going to the top of Mount Everest as a tourist. It's like no, these are the places for professionals that understand the risks and have they've devoted their lives to this type of shit. Like it's just, I don't know, man. You're really toying with stuff there.
If you want to dedicate a portion of your life to being good enough to be in that space, like power to you. That's great, but don't LARP it.
Yeah, and for a purpose. Like you're not going to space just cause. Like you're not going to the wreck of the Titanic just cause. Like there's reasoning behind it. You're trying to do shit, be a researcher, everything like that. Like as a tourist, you are literally just gawking. Your mouth is just open and you're wow. It's crazy. It's like the pictures. Like I don't know, man. It's different. Going to like the Grand Canyon, shit like that. Cool. That's what this life is for. If you're that interested in it, you should have been a researcher. You should have been a professional.
As someone who hit up a couple of natural parks, they're all natural, I hope. National parks.
I want to go to an artificial park. Like, holy shit. This canyon is 40,000 feet deep. It's like, wow, that's
we dug it out with a mine. You just go to a quarry and it's like, you want to see our unnatural park?
Yeah, holy shit, dude. This rock formation is in the exact shape of George Washington, but it's 300 feet tall. Wow.
As somebody who just hit up a couple of national parks, great time. Do that. Genuinely cool that America has a bunch of these. Take in the splendor. Great time. Good exercise. Don't go into like hazardous conditions intentionally.
Yeah. Apparently it costed $250K a ticket.
What?
So those people paid 250 grand to die.
I would definitely rather go to space. Like,
I think that's a little more. I feel like space tickets, they're talking what, like 1-2 million? I don't remember what fucking Blue Origin's rates were, but I thought it was at least $1 million. But you're just saying you'd hold out. It's like, I don't want to buy a condo for 250K when I can get a house with a yard for $1 million. Like,
no, I'm just saying, like, with that kind of money, which one would you rather do?
if they're both 250K, yeah, obviously. Space.
Okay, so yeah, a Virgin Galactic space flight ticket is 450,000.
Yeah, a little bit more. I mean, I don't give a shit about the Titanic. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like, cool. That's that's a boat.
Yeah,
that's half a dead boat.
They got the other half too. I don't know if they do them at the same time, but
I feel like they're relatively close together, but I don't know how long you can be in that submersible. They're not like right next to each other.
Yeah.
All righty. This has been episode 224 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which will almost certainly be titled Unnatural Park. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description. Support us through our Patreon. Join the likes of Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon. Email us your questions, business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at Lucas DeRuyter on Twitter, just because I got some cool stuff coming up. It's my birthday next weekend, guys. Follow me for my birthday. And because I'll be doing fun stuff, hopefully, at Anime Expo all of the following weekend. All right, we're back. This felt good. Goodbye.